Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
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 Good morning, sir.
Good morning. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Okay. So today we'll do the revision of the nervous system chapter. Okay. So I hope basically you would have revised a little bit about this chapter. So first question, what is the difference between neuron and nerve? Okay. So you can just think about it, huh? Just one moment. Yes, anyone want to answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, a neuron is a nerve cell.
Okay. Neuron itself is a nerve cell. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Just moving my table, it will be a bit noisy. So I'm just yeah. Okay. So what is happening is in the case of when we say neuron, neuron is the unit of the nervous system. Like we can say it is the unit. Okay. Whereas nerve is formed by the association of many neurons. So many neurons can bundle, okay, they can bundle together, then we say it is a nerve. Okay. So what is the fundamental unit of the nervous system? The fundamental unit is the neuron. Okay. And a nerve is nothing but when these neurons are bundled generally along the axon. So when we look at the structure of the neuron, so what are the basic parts of the neuron that we are looking at? So we have the, say, the soma, which is having the nucleus. Okay. And there will be membrane projections, okay, that are coming out from the soma. These
So
we
those
will,
are dendrites.
these are the dendrites. Okay. So we will say that these are the dendrites. Okay. And this is the soma, okay, with the nucleus. Okay. And there will be, of course, other organelles will be there, like the mitochondria will be there, the endoplasmic reticulum will be there. Okay. All these kind of other membrane organelles will be there. Okay. Ribosomes, all those things will be there. And from one region, what happens? A thick projection will come outside. Okay. Which will be known as the axon. So this portion, okay, it is the point of the origin of the axon. So axon sounds something like axis. Okay, it is around the axon or the axis. So this may or may not sometimes be covered by a sheath. Okay, that sheath is known as the myelin sheath. Okay, and generally it is not continuous, it will be having some gaps. Okay, so we call these covering as the myelin sheath, and the gaps in between these are known as the
Nodes
nodes
of Renvier.
of Ranvier. Okay, so basically what is happening, we have dendrites on one end, and that is in center we are having this axon, a long fiber like structure, that is axon, and this axon can bifurcate or form many more projections. Okay, many more projections it can form. Okay, and these projections we are calling it as the axon terminal. Okay, these are all axon terminals. So this axon terminal, it can connect with either the dendrites, it can connect with the muscles, okay, or some kind of glands. Okay, in this way it can get connected to various kind of tissues. Okay, this connection point, okay, this connection point, because all of us know that the neuron, what it is going to conduct, it is going to conduct the electrical impulse, correct? This is a unique type of cell in the body, you can say. Neuron is a unique type of cell of the body which can conduct electrical impulse. So what is happening is that from one end, there are basically some kind of proteins. You might be imagining that how this, first of all, that electricity or current is being generated in a cell. How is it possible? So basically what happens is that there are certain, because plasma membrane, it doesn't allow everything or anything to come inside or go outside. Okay, so that is why we say that plasma membrane is a semi permeable membrane. Okay, so what happens, there are the certain kind of proteins which will allow only, say for example, sodium to come inside, okay, or potassium to go outside. So in this way they are very specific proteins. So when this, there will be a charge difference between this place and this place, for example, okay, there will be a difference in charge, then what will be going to happen, there will be a flow of the electrons, there will be a voltage difference, the electrons can flow across the gradient. So what is going to happen is, on one side they are the dendrites, and there will be an electrical impulse that can be generated. Okay, this region is very high in that kind of proteins that can make that potential difference, and that electrical impulse will go all the way up to the axon terminal to its target wherever it want to go. Okay, so it is covered by the this myelin sheath. The importance of the myelin sheath is similar to the covering of the electrical wire. Okay, just one moment. Good morning, madam. In 8, it is yes, madam. Yeah. Oh, 11:45 now, madam. Just once I will, that last class is at 10:30 it is covering. Yes, yes, madam. Okay, madam. 11:45 now, madam. Chemistry for 9, 11:45. Okay, madam. I will come. Okay, madam. Okay, thank you. Yeah, sorry. So Maybe just let me note down one small thing and we'll get back. Okay. Okay. So just like we have the electrical wires, they are covered by the some kind of covering, no, that plastic covering or something will be there, which is a insulator. In similar way, in the nerves we have the myelin sheath is going to cover it. Okay, so that the electrical voltage or current cannot be lost in between. Okay, there cannot be any leakage of the current. Then these terminals, okay, once the current has been generated and going to the axon terminal, this terminal is known as the synapse. Okay, known as the synapse. So what is going to happen at the synapse? From one neuron to another one. Okay, is my microphone on or okay? You're all getting my voice?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is happening at synapse is that the electrical current from the nerve cell, okay, it will transfer to the other cell. Okay, so it may be a electrical transfer or it can be a chemical transfer. Okay, so the two types of whatever the type of based upon, okay, how the transmission is taking place, it is taking place by the help of the neurotransmitters. Okay, neurotransmitters. So these neurotransmitters are nothing but some chemicals, okay, like dopamine, epinephrine, okay. There are different chemicals are there. These chemicals, what they will do, they will also have some chemistry here. Okay, because of that chemistry, what is going to happen, like I told, these channels are there, no, sodium, potassium and all, so that it will be able to influence in such a way that that sodium, potassium, that voltage difference can be generated. Okay, and these neurotransmitters can be released as small packets. Okay, and these packets will be received by the other cell. Okay, this will be received by the other cell. Okay, and once it is received by the other cell, then what it will do, it can carry this message from here to here. So these neurotransmitters are acting like messengers, okay, carrying the information from one cell to the other cell. So that's what is happening at the synapse. So synapse is something what you can say a junction. It is a junction. Okay, it is a junction where the signal from one cell to other cell can be transferred. Okay, so this basic part, all of you have understood. Any doubts you have in this one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you may ask.
Sir, I understood, sir. No doubt, sir.
Okay, then we'll move further. That is the structure of the brain. Okay, so in the structure of the brain is like already in the exam also it came, and this is something that keeps repeating. So maybe we can revise once, and you can see that overall how to remember this. Okay. Okay, it is a rough diagram. So we are seeing here in the brain that, okay, consider this is the eye of the person. Okay, this is the front. So the one that is our forehead, okay, the forehead region is the front, right? So we call this as the frontal lobe. Okay, this is the frontal lobe. The region in the top of our head, okay, this top of our head, this is known as the peri, okay, perimeter. When you say perimeter or something, it means what? That it is a outside circumference, something like that, perimeter. So this is the parietal, okay, parietal lobe. This region is in the same axis of the eye, okay, horizontal. This is the eye occipital, okay, occipital. This one is close to your ears, close to the ears, no? This region that is close to our ears, okay, we say that I am getting a headache, okay, then where we touch in the, what you say, the temple region, right? We say it is a temple region, okay, sidewise here. So this temple region is known as the temporal lobe, okay, this is the temporal lobe. All of these, okay, frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal, all of these are coming under what? These are all part of the cerebrum. Okay, cerebrum. Okay, and this region is known as the cerebellum. Bellum. Okay, cerebellum. So we have the four parts of the cerebrum. One is the cerebellum, and this one is known as the medulla. Okay, medulla oblongata. Okay, medulla oblongata. So in this way, okay, we have basic, you should be able to remember, I don't think it will be easy for you to forget, okay? If you associate the things, it is not difficult. So just the front part is a frontal, this is the peripheral region, parietal, in the same axis of the eye, occipital, this is in the temple region, it is the temporal. Four parts of the brain, okay, easy to remember. Occipital, definitely it is in the axis of the eye, so this one almost 99% people wrote correct also in the exam, okay. It is involved with the sense of able to see, okay, that is the vision. And the temporal lobe, okay, it will control obviously what? Hearing. Temporal is hearing, occipital is vision, okay. Parietal and frontal, okay, these two little bit you need to remember, no? So what you will do? Frontal, okay, it is in the front, right? So when you are trying to study hard, okay, trying to memorize something, what you will do? Your eyebrows will get come together. You will contract your eyebrows together. So what you are basically doing, you are trying to put some more attention into your frontal lobe, okay. So this particular region, that is the frontal lobe, is important for the learning process, okay. In learning process, you are trying to think something, okay, then also them in the front of your, this, that appears to make some lines, right? Okay, so in this way, memory, movement, okay, motor functions, what we say, motor functions, okay, that means it is under your control. Motor functions, movement, these are under, so all of these will come under the frontal lobe, okay, easy to remember. Parietal lobe, it will have the sensory functions, okay, particularly in the touch, okay, the feeling of pain, whether it's a hot, cold, and so on, okay, and the languages is also there, okay, touch and languages, parietal. So frontal lobe, parietal, occipital, temporal. Okay, these are the four. So it's easy for you to remember. All of you are following. It's okay. 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 Anyone has any doubts in this chapter you want to ask? My voice is coming through. Sometimes if you guys are not responding, then I feel that if anyone is there on the other end or not, because this is an online class, so I'm sometimes, you cannot be sure what is. But if it's an offline class, I'm able to see you all and know that you guys are following what you're doing. Okay. Next. You have solved end of the chapter questions in this chapter, nervous system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Now, one another question. Most of you had made mistake. Okay, let me see. I will frame another question. Mm, if there is a hot object, okay, very hot object is there, and you touch the hot object, and suddenly you will withdraw your finger from that. Okay, this particular reflex that has taken place, whether it is an example of the acquired reflex, conditioned reflex, inborn reflex, trained reflex, which of the which of the above?
Acquired reflex.
Acquired reflex. Okay. Anyone else? So acquired reflex means that what is important, what should be there? There should be some kind of, in the case of acquired or conditioned reflex, there should be some kind of training, correct? So when we touch a hot object, we withdraw our finger, our hand from that, for example. So were we ever trained to do that? Even a small child, okay, who never doesn't know really much about hot and cold and so on, even if the child will touch a hot object, immediately withdraw the finger or the hand from that. Okay, so that will be, there is no training involved in there, so that will be an inborn reflex. Okay, inborn or natural. Okay, only when there is a training involved. Okay, For example, we learn how to drive, or we learn how to cycle, swim, or write, okay, or do some repeated task. We are getting some training on that one. Okay, so even on the computer we are working, we know that we want to go to the next sentence, we will hit enter. Okay, we don't always think that I have to hit enter to go to the next sentence. Okay, so that's what happens is that that becomes the acquired or conditioned reflex. Okay, if there is no training involved, it will be the inborn or natural. Now for example, when there is some suppose you see a tiger or lion, okay, something a dangerous animal for example, and when we are looking at the dangerous animal, we run from that situation. Either we run or we will freeze. Okay, there are two things will happen. So that kind of reflex, okay, that what you will say, that it is a acquired or natural. Okay, we are
Sir, natural.
it will be natural. Okay, anyone else? See, wherever there is a training, then only. So here we are not getting training, no, how to run from a lion or something. So that will be a inborn. Okay, so there is a no conscious thinking involved. There is no training in this part. Okay, so then it will be natural. But if you are trained, okay, so if you see a lion or tiger, then you should take your pistol, aim at that tiger, all those kind of things. Then it becomes what you say, an acquired or conditioned reflex. Okay. Okay, I will see you all in the next class. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.